we're back for another local business spotlight. This time,
Barrels and Vines.
I'm excited about this one. I say that for everything, but I'm literally really excited about each one. So let's go see.
Hello, we're here at Barrels and Vines, right? Barrels and Vines?
Yes, Barrels and Vines.
Barrels and Vines with Stephanie, the owner. Give me a little rundown, like what inspired you to do this?
Yes, so this is truly a family-owned business, and it was a family idea. My brother and I, my nephew, my son, we love to go traveling around Europe and do all the things that people do when they travel, but one of our favorite things to do is wine tasting. A year ago, January 6th, we went to a wine tasting in Prague, and lo and behold, instead of a traditional wine tasting, they were using these wine dispensers that allow you to have your own customizable experience. And we just got to thinking that this could be a great way to actually have a bar instead of just a wine tasting. My brother and I were both thinking about leaving our corporate jobs at the time. My nephew and my son had their own ideas, and we just all started brainstorming. The space became available here in Maynard, and it all just fell into place after lots of hard work and using some of our imagination and some of our corporate experience in order to make this happen. So that's how we got here.
Yeah. Now, you're a Maynard resident?
I'm a Maynard resident, yes.
Okay,
yep.
and it was just by chance that you ended up in Maynard?
We ended up in Maynard for this business because we were looking for a space that had a really cool modern industrial vibe, that was in an area where there'd be lots of different people, a very diverse group of folks that could enjoy this wine bar. And it just happened that as we were looking for the space, this space became available, and I was only aware of it because I'm on the Maynard Facebook page. And so it all worked out at the exact right time.
If you want to know the latest information, Maynard Facebook page
It is
where
the place to go.
We were just having that conversation the other day.
Absolutely.
So I guess walk me through what I walk in. Do I need to reserve time? Do I just walk in? How does the process work?
So you don't need to reserve time. We only ask that for groups of 6 or more, that if you want to reserve a space that you just call ahead so we can put some tables aside for you. But otherwise, you can just come in. The customers come right here to this desk that I'm standing right now, and they open up a tab using a credit card after they, of course, show their ID. And they get one of these wine dispensing cards that's in the machine here. I should have had out
one of these
straight for you.
Okay.
And you'll get a wine dispensing card, and this wine dispensing card, which looks like this, will allow you to actually dispense the wine from these self-pour wine dispensers. The card keeps track of all your purchases, and then when you're done at the end of the day, you stop here for a quick checkout and just drop your card in this box, and the bill goes back on the credit card you gave us at the beginning.
Now, I know the wines that you're going to put behind us. Is there any particular focus on French, on American, on Italian? Is there a particular varietal that you try to showcase? Or?
Yeah, so our goal really was to start with the wines we know and love the best, and those would be the French and the Italian wines, and we have a few American wines thrown in there for good measure. I lived in France for 3 years, so I'm a little bit partial to the French wines, I won't lie. But we will evolve this wine collection over time, and we'll start bringing in some Spanish wines, maybe some Argentinian, some Portuguese wines. There's lots of good wine around the world, especially now more than ever. Even in the United States, places like Texas and New York have some really great wines. And actually, starting today, timing is great. We're going to be featuring 2 wines from the Showa Valley Winery.
Oh, great!
So we've got 2 local wines that are going to go into our machines today, one white and one red. We're super excited about this. And our goal was to just have as many varieties as possible to help people understand the world of wine, the possibilities, find something for everyone, different price points, different varietals, different parts of the countries that these wines come from. And it really just allows everyone to have their own customizable experience, which was really our main mission.
No, sometimes wine can feel a little unapproachable, right?
Exactly.
And the fact that you can get just a bunch of different little tastes and sips, if you really like the glass. Now, can you purchase the wine here yet, or is that a whole separate thing?
So the wine is purchased here, but you cannot purchase it to take away if that's what you mean for retail use. We will hopefully get that permit at a later date.
Sure.
That is part of our mission, is for folks to enjoy the wine and then be able to buy it and take it home or give it as a gift, whatever they like. But right now you can enjoy the wine in the dispensers, and you can enjoy bottles of wine in the wine bar. We also have a collection of sparkling wines that are not in the machines that people can enjoy here in the bar.
Nice.
And the beauty of the dispensers is, firstly, it's fun. Secondly, you can get different sizes. You can get the tasting size, 2 to 3 sips. Just really lets you taste anything you want. Try some wines you always wanted to try, or some things you never even heard of.
Yeah.
And then you can get the 3-ounce pour or the 5-ounce pour, and everyone can do their own thing. So it doesn't matter if your friend likes red and you like white, just get your own thing. Not a big commitment. You don't have to buy a whole bottle and find out you don't love it.
Right. I got a bottle of Cabernet Franc sitting at home right now that I'm like, I don't know why I bought this.
Yeah. So there's really something for everyone, and that has been our mission since minute one. We just love that concept and love bringing wine to kind of everyone and anyone. It really is accessible to everyone, and it should be.
So I'm so excited. I know I'm not the only one. When this place was being constructed and designed, driving by, especially at night, it is so intriguing because it's a sophisticated vibe. You almost feel like you're in the city, or so. It is truly beautiful in here and modern. Can you, Stephanie, walk me through like the experience? If I'm coming in,
Absolutely.
what does that look like? I'll follow you.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first thing that we'll just go by quickly is you stop at the desk here, and you have to show ID and start a tab.
Yep.
Then what will happen is you'll get one of these wine dispensing cards. And from there, you're really going to explore the wine that we have in the machines. We've got, of course, reds and whites. We have one rosé in the middle here. This collection, though, will change over time. Once you decide if you're going to get a red or a white, then you're going to come down to this wine glass rack here. You're going to pick one of the glasses. So here are red glasses, here are white glasses. So let's show you a sample of what you do. So you get your glass, you're going to come over to the machine, and you're going to say, oh, I think I'm going to try this really amazing Italian red Barolo. So you're going to put your glass into the spout, and then you're going to tap this card. Nothing's going to happen because you don't have a tab open. But what would happen is you tap the card, and then you push the button for the size of the wine that you want. So again, you've got your tasting, your 3-ounce, and your 5-ounce.
And I notice you have, like you were talking about, a good variety of like French, Italian, American.
Yes.
It also, for someone who's not a wine connoisseur and someone who's maybe getting introduced to wine, I know that you guys have said, which is fabulous, you don't have to commit to a bottle or send back a glass that you don't like. So you also, which I really appreciate, have underneath each one of these like a little bit of what you can expect, which is amazing. Are you telling me that we could do, you can pick your size, so if you wanted to kind of sample something before committing, you could do that?
Exactly right. So all the prices for the different sizes and the glasses of wine are on the machine. So you can get your sample size or tasting size. It's about 2 to 3 sips. It just lets you smell it, experience it, taste it, and then decide, do I love this, do I not? And after a while, you'll start to learn why you love it or why you don't. And that will help with your future wine selection. But we have sometimes customers that come in and they just try a whole bunch of tastings. They're just trying to explore what's here and what they might love, and they may not be that familiar with wine, so they may not even know, like, they love this Barolo, but they don't love that Cabernet Sauvignon. So that's one of the beauties of this. And then we have some people that come in, they just know exactly what they like, and they go right for it.
And I'm so impressed. I've not ever seen, like, obviously we've seen like breweries have like the beer walls and stuff like that. This is a sophistication unlike anything that I've ever seen with the wines. So this is fantastic. And I noticed behind us, you have some swag, you have some wine glasses, but also you have games. So is this something that somebody could come down with a couple of friends or whatever after work or on the weekends and just have a game night?
Yeah, absolutely. We love for customers to do that. It's just part of the experience. So people can borrow the games we have here. Sometimes people bring their own games, and that's cool too. And it's just a fun way to sit here and enjoy some company and a game with some wine.
So cool.
We also have some food offerings that go with the wines. We have custom-made charcuterie boards that are made fresh to order. They really accompany the wine well, so we've chosen things that will do just that. And then, people can stay for as long as they like. We have sometimes people that just stop in really quick for a glass of wine on the way home from work, and sometimes we have groups that stay for hours. So the great thing is you can have your own experience, and it's really just up to what you want to do on any given day.
That's amazing. So you can, like, date nights, friend nights, game nights. Do you have, or is there availability to rent out or something for functions or parties?
Yeah, for sure. So we have several options there. We have the ability to, for example, just book a couple tables, like for a book club, which we've done a couple times already. A birthday party last night we had in here. And then we have all the way through, booking half of the space on a night we're open, or just booking out the entire space. We've got a retirement party coming up, a bridal shower. So we have lots of options. I think it's just another great space in Maynard for people to experience something unique while they're having their event.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like this. And it's important to note that this is sort of your escape and your getaway because you do not allow anybody under the age of 21 in here. Is that correct?
Yes, that's actually not our rule. It is a state law that because we are a bar, you have to be 21 to enter, unlike a restaurant that has a seating area for food. So we have to stay strict on that. We've had to put the sign in the window because sometimes people try to bring kids in, which you know, I personally love, but unfortunately we're not able to allow that.
Yeah. That's amazing. So many options, such a beautiful space. The sunlight, the walkability. I'm so excited.
Thank you. Yeah, we're excited as well. I think this is just a perfect spot on Main Street in Maynard.
Yeah.
It's at the intersection of so many towns and accessible to a lot of people and really complementary to the downtown here because there's so many great restaurants and shops that people can enjoy. And then, you know, stop into the wine bar before or after.
Yeah. And like you guys said, it's modern, it's sophisticated, obviously very, you know, technology driven with this, but it's approachable because you don't have to walk in here and know necessarily what you need to do, and you're walking everyone through the whole experience.
And just like you mentioned, we have some information about the wines at the machines, but we also have a lot of information about the wines available through our iPads in-house and through the QR code.
Okay.
We have some binders with really deep tech sheets for those people who want to go that deep. And then we're here, the staff is here to answer any questions for people, make recommendations, and just give people, you know, whatever level of experience they want while they're here.
That's amazing. What are your hours?
So the hours are different each day. Tuesdays through Thursdays we're open 4:30 to 10. Thursdays we're actually open a little bit later till 10:30. Fridays 4 to 11, and then Saturdays from 2 to 11:30.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank
I know
you.
Jax has some questions for you, some of this or that. So.
Like I said, this or that, I'm kind of ending each of these. So, red or white wine?
Red for sure.
Red?
Yeah.
Okay, any particular type?
I love the French reds, of course. Partial again, lived in France, so I have to stay true to that.
Love that. Sweet or dry?
I would say dry in my case. Not a huge fan of the sweet fruity wines, although there are some really good ones out there.
Okay. Cork or screw top?
Oh wow, that's a hard one. Cork is probably truer to the historical winemaking, but the screw tops are a lot easier to open.
I completely agree, especially when you use them for cooking or something.
And when you're opening lots of bottles every day.
Much easier, right? Let's see. Local, how about this? International wine or domestic?
Well, I'm going to have to go international wine again. I've spent a lot of time in Europe, and I've just experienced so many great wines. And the winemaking tradition is just longer there. Yeah. You know, the U.S. wines could catch up. The Italian wines are catching up to the French wines, and it's just an evolution.
Winter warm red or ice cold rosé?
So it depends on the setting. So if I'm just bringing myself back to when I lived in France and I'm sitting on a sidewalk cafe in Paris in the summertime, I'm going with the ice cold rosé any day of the week.
I love that. Weeknight unwind, like a quick casual, or weekend like hangout?
I'm gonna go weekend hangout for the most of the time because that's when I feel like I have more energy.
Yeah.
I used to love, though, when I was in the corporate world, my weeknight hangouts with my work friends.
We do a lot of networking.
That was fun.
The weeknight can be a good thing.
Yep.
Pair with food or sip, because there are kind of wines that like really go well with food.
Yes.
But there are also some that you can also just sip. Do you have a preference there?
I like to just do my own thing, so I would say just sip. But I do know that some wines are not going to get, you're not going to get the best flavor unless you're pairing it with some food. So some of the heavier reds, for example, they're going to be best when you pair with food. But, I'm like someone who just likes to do what I want when I want. So.
I like that. Do what you do, right? We want it to be approachable. Flight of wine or one big old glass?
I like the flight of wine concept. In fact, I'm glad you mentioned this because we're going to be introducing some really cool options for people here at the bar to do. Just give them suggestions for wine flights because we do have the option to get the tasting size.
Okay.
I like the concept of the flights. You can compare and contrast. You could try like an American cab, versus a French cab and see what that means. You can try a whole bunch of sweet wines and compare them. So it's a really cool way to learn about wine and learn what you like and why a wine from France might be different from a wine in the United States, even if it's using the same grape.
Okay, speaking of grape, Cab Sav or Merlot?
definitely Cabernet Sauvignon.
Cab Sav.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
my wife and I. Cab Sav all day.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's really all I got written down. So